All right, today we're gonna get those narrow, frail, borderline feminine shoulders bigger and wider. Let's get after it. This isn't your normal kind of dry needling because they don't just stick the needle in and leave it.
You're a feminist? You have to, I was like, no.
So when it comes to getting those big, wide delts, the first thing we gotta talk about is connection. And I know, it makes me cringe as well. It makes me think about numerology or one long conversation I had with one of my exes till 2 a.m. and she's complaining that we don't have a good connection anymore. It's because it's 2 a.m, you crazy bitch. So to get wider delts, you obviously need bigger delts overall, but width predominantly comes from that lateral head. So the first thing I would do is focus on the most foundational of all side delt exercises, the lateral raise, and see where in that movement you're losing the connection. For most people, it'll be right here. And I know that seems disheartening, but it's actually an easy fix. You're just gonna change the path at which you do your lateral raise, because sometimes I go to the gym and no matter what I do, regular raises, I feel it in my trap, my neck, it feels awful. If I had a great connection, I would just make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, cut them into squares, pack my lunch, and sit in front of the rack all day and just do fucking side laterals until my delts blew up. But that's not how it works. One of my favorite ways is just by simply leaning over the back of a preacher bench. It just allows me to tilt my back ever so slightly as I contract up and makes me feel like I'm actually pulling that weight up with my delt. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but the path has changed and it makes it so those traps can't flex your head forward and take over the entire movement.
I feel like I got hit by a fucking bus. There's nothing worse than getting in your car after you had a cheat meal the night before. It smells like disappointment.
Which brings us to pre-exhausting or priming, because that side delt is not a muscle you can continue to progressively overload and expect to get results, because there's too many bigger, stronger muscles around it that are going to jump in and screw everything up. For instance, you can get some momentum with that lat by flaring it out to the side, end up jumping over that side delt, end up somewhere in your forehead. So you got to find ways to tear up those fibers that's not simply just going up in weight. All you need to do is find exercises that allow for the minimum amount of movement to get a maximum contraction in that delt. That could be a kneeling side lateral, dumbbell partials at the bottom, or machine side laterals. I can hear those little sausage fingers smushing keys now. I don't have that machine. Don't worry, you can take this concept and use it on your Bowflex as well. Sometimes I'll start my workout with these by putting all that pressure on my elbow, only contracting high enough to get that delt to fire, and then back down for 100 god-awful reps. So what does that do? It makes it so there's so much blood in that lateral head that no matter what you do after that, you're gonna be connected to it and it's gonna grow. You could go manscape your balls for half an hour and you're gonna make progress.
Going off the rails, falling off the cart path.
And last but not least, you got to make sure you prioritize that lateral head in your training. If you only allocated one exercise per head of your delt, then at least pre-exhaust with the exercise I just showed you, or use that as a finisher. Or make sure that every time you do an exercise for that side delt, it's either a drop set or some sort of compound set, just to get more time under tension for that specific head. And if you haven't got a chance to check out the PPL program yet, I'll leave a link in the description. It's 30 days, it's $20, but there's 24 videos, so you're gonna vomit in your mouth a few more times. And if you need more help training your shoulders, I watch this video next. If you have no rear delts, this one will help your funny looking ass, but most importantly, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and get after it, get growing. Talk to you soon.
That's so stupid. You guys actually listened to him.